teams are set up, and off we go. Calvin Austin on the return. And that hit is going to freeze him at the spot. He got stuck right at the 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Santos connects on the point after. The Bears take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. They're going to play action. Here's Hurts. He's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's completed right side. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Hurts now from the gun. Near the goal line. And he's out just before he can hit the end zone, but what a nice first goal here from the 2. Chubb will not get past the line. He's held up at 4. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And oh, he got it! Interception! Rudy Ford has it. The 50. He's at the 30. The 10. And it's a house call. Pick 6. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, we all saw his teammates yelling at him, go down for the touchback. He had no chance of that. He saw a lane to take it from one end zone to the other, and he did just that.
You know, and in that sense, he's no different than a kick returner bringing it out of the end zone. That's why some think DBs make the best return men. They just got that unique way of seeing the field. Whether it's on a kickoff, going 100+ for pick 6. Wow.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. All right, Starting the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Hurts back to the air after the pick. That one's complete. Amari on Hampton. And he's brought down after a short gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve. Some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
From the pistol, Hurts. Lofts it deep right side. Brought in inside the 20. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings make it a one-score game. So sensational work by a skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
On the play fake, it's Hurts. And the pass is successful. That's a little momentum builder as they attack this deficit. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often. But tight ends, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they win his way for that two-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys' security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass. Like a great post in basketball, they know how to finish.
1st and 10 from the 32. He'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Up to the races, middle of the field. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears widen their lead to 11 in the 1st. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears push the lead up to 12. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. His return starts at the 5. Now bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Going from the gun here. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hurts looking to throw. He's going deep this time. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. Higgins downfield, and he has it. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out.
22 yards.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 22 yards.
And again, here's Hurts.
Minnesota.
Throw right side is caught by Hopkins. And this one's only going to pick up a couple before he heads out of bounds.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Hurts throwing again. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of him.
And he gets back to the line, but no more. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll go. Hurts. This connects with Higgins. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That's going to be a 20-yard hit on fourth down, Brock. That keeps this drive moving. When you keep this drive moving, partner, here's another 1st and 10. Hurts yet again. Setting up the screen to Hopkins. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings keep their drive alive and reach Pater one play later. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3- or 4-point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you can go in underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard.
This our last play of the quarter.
Cougar 19. Let's go now.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the 1st. So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. It's an early lead for the Bears. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Bears football. They're looking at 2nd and pretty short. Another one for Gibbs. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Check the 60, check the 60.
Again, it's Gibbs. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
As a corner in this league, oh, you go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
45-yard line.
Back to Gibbs now on 2nd. He's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Chicago. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Off the play fake. Milrow. Vacates quickly left side. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. He's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
On the move, headed right. And again, it's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions. It made this 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Milroe throwing on third down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. That's a 26-yard gain on fourth down, partner. Talk about a huge play there to extend this drive. They'll come up on 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Looking inside the red zone. This time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Here we go, here we go.
Milroe from the gun. He's got a man left. He's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. 3rd down run by Gibbs. What a play. They never gave him a shot to get that single yard. He's going to lose some yardage. 4th down coming up. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a...
Oh, my! It's intercepted in the end zone! And the Vikings can only get the return up towards the 10 before they're taken down.
It's a turnover on downs.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. They go play fake with Hurts. Finds a man right side. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. They go play action. Here's Hurts. Gets everything he has under this one. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Rick Woolen with the INT. And the Bears will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
You could feel them, Kate. You could feel the convoy going. They thought they might have another one, but unfortunately, not another touchdown. But you know what? Not going to stop them from celebrating in another big game-changing play.
Here's Milroe, 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he gets up for a gain of about 4. It has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. The Bears on top here at Soldier Field.
Here we go. Bronco with 60 Eagles, 60.
Tootin. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bears grow their lead just before halftime. So Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, when things are going well, sometimes you really just get in a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's Cavante Turpin on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Hopkins making the grab downfield. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages. Yeah,
that is risk. Right in the double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
First down throwing for Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Going with a screen to Hampton. Has some space inside the 15. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
The QB keeping this option on 1st and goal. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
A loss of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Shotgun give to Hampton. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal.
63.
Hurts now from the gun. And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings make it a 1-score game before halftime. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Hurts looking to throw. Oh, no, they get it yet again. That is Lewis Seen. Well, he looks maybe a little unsure of the call, Brock, and that 2-point try unraveled out there.
Or maybe they were just surprised by the look this defense came out in. Either way, unfortunately, not a whole lot you can do once that ball snapped. Got to find some way to make that call work.
On the return, here comes Austin. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. You're going to bring him down as he gets it to the 33. First call here coming from the shotgun. Hurts to throw. Complete here to Hampton. And this one doesn't go far.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets completion, not going backwards. And the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It connects down the sideline. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
And the Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
It's Hurts once again. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. On the play fake, it's Hurts. He'll put everything he's got behind it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings make it to the end zone. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Bayshul Tootin now on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, going empty as they come to the line. It's first and 10.
Let's go. Steady.
From the gun, Milrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up second down.
Send everybody deep. I know he wants to wait and stretch the field and use his arm. Trouble is, you wait too long, you end up on your back.
Come on, come on. That's 79, pass to 60.
Shotgun now for Milrow. Short pass brought in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
68, Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready,
Third and long for him here. Headed out right. Hits his running back. Continuing to move past the 45. And they're all the way across near the field before he's brought down. That one goes for 31 yards. And it'll be first down Bears.
You know, Kid, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And also right there, just a lone yard. That brings up second down.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least you didn't go backwards.
The 48-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's second and 9.
Red. Hook it, Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go.
To throw, here's Milrow. Hauled in by Musgrave. And nothing doing after the catch, but a good gain on it. They're down to the 35.
Ready.
Going to the line, this is first and 10.
That's good for a Bears. First down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And this hasn't been a common sight of him tonight, but the defense wins this run. He's limited to no gain on the carry. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate, training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
He keeps it himself on third down. And this is not going to do the job. They don't even let him get back to the line. It's fourth down. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Ready.
He'll throw it. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and it's exactly what they did.
And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. They get an even 10 on that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the pistol, Hurts. He's trying to push the field. What a dive. I think he caught it. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has it well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. He's going to score a touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Austin. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing now, Milrow. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Ready, ready.
It's a design run for Milrow. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. It's going to bring up 3rd down. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just did.
This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Vikings get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter.
63.
They bring Higgins in motion left. Hurts. He's got Hampton underneath. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. For the point after, here's Aubrey. And this kick was just mishit. It is wide left and no good. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. And when we resume play, it'll be with a kickoff. So following that missed point after, he's going to stay out there and send it away. On the return, here comes Austin. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
On the return, the Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Chicago bringing the offense to the line. It's 1st and 10.
Stephanie! 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
Tootin gets it from the gun. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. Gain of 15 there. And that'll be first down, Chicago.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Cougar 19. Ready?
Milrow from the gun. Check down, goes to Tootin. And he's going to be out of bounds after the big gain. Now down inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with first and 10.
14-yard line.
From the red zone now. Completed to his running back. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
Here we go. 19, Sergeant. Ready?
Punts are on the inside give. And he takes it into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Turpin with a return. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So they're left facing third and long. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. On third down, it's Hurts. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Hurts now on 4th. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession. Of all the players out there, right, the coach on the field, the quarterback, he's got to know that play was dead in the water. At that point, just minimize the loss. Can't be tackled that far behind the line.
Offense to the line, second down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they shove him out before he can get upfield. Third down coming up.
It's now third down and long.
Dragon 60. Let's go now.
Here he goes, third and long. That one's caught by Tillman. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears come through to tie it in the 4th. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. We sure did.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Turpin with a return. This makes it up to the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Minnesota in the formation. It's first and 10. Here's Hampton, open the drive. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
It's Hampton on second. He gets it up to the 35, but this is short. Third down coming up. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up
Back to throw it. That one complete to Pitts. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
They go play action. Here's Hurts. Back to Pitts it goes. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Good rip on first down. That brings up second and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Again, it's Hampton. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. You have that call you had ready, though? You can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Vikings trail by just 1. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Makes the grab in bounds left side. He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. It helps set his target up, put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Now, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket. They're going to try for the touchdown first here, and goal to go. Eckler. He does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. The Bears decide to call their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
Oh, so aggravatingly close to a safety on that one right there, Kate. Just a matter of a foot, and they could have had some points on the board defensively.
Setting up, second and goal. It's a sneak, Hurts. Watching the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces third and goal. A big moment for them here to begin this new season. Here's third and goal. Gonna keep this one and go. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response. That's about trust. Trusting your QB is going to make the right decision on these crucial scoring plays. He found his read, and he made the connection for 2.
Tootin now on the return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level. They want this opportunity. They want their chance, to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
Back to throw. Into the hands of his running back, Tootin. Gets it to the 15, and he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
And it's incomplete. The defense makes a stand, and they'll keep a 1-point lead with only seconds to play. Down inside 30 seconds now. Their hopes resting on finding a way to get this football. And the Vikings bring in the onside kick. That should just about do it. They get there to take him down right around the 41. So a big kick coming up for Brandon Aubrey. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Got all of it, and this is good. And now their lead will push out beyond the field goal.
So after that make, the field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, and likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
On the return, here comes Austin. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, hurt. 60 Bobcats, 60.
Setting up to pass. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Still at the 30 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Start. Drag Cougar 19. Go.
Here he is to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
Yeah, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. And you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
18, ready.
Here he is to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Now a timeout is called, and they're going to have to set up for one final heave towards that end zone.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
One final shot here. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So the Vikings pick up the win on the road. And this isn't just any 1-0 start for them. They pick up what could end up being a key division victory to have later in this season. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Vikings emerge as winners as we say so long from Chicago.